Hi, Dave Girding from CAT Paving Products here to introduce a series of videos on our brand new operator-assisted command for compaction technology. This series of video is not intended to fully replace your operation and maintenance manual. You should always read that before operating any piece of equipment. And as always, stay safe and attentive while in the cab of the machine. There are a number of interlocks that must be set to the correct state for the command system to function. If prior to compaction, any one of these interlocks is not in the correct state, you will be unable to enter auto. Likewise, if you're already compacting and any one of these interlocks is triggered, the machine will stop automatically and you will be kicked out of auto mode. In this video, we will review each one of these interlocks individually. Please consult your operation manual for more information. And also remember, most of these interlocks have their own symbol on your command operating display in the top center of the screen. If you're unsure of why the machine stopped or why it's unable to enter auto at any time, check the status bar for more information. The first set of interlocks we will review are what I would call non-operator controlled interlocks. These are the most likely ones that will prevent you from entering auto in the first place. There's a low accuracy GPS interlock. If this interlock is triggered, you do not have the accuracy level needed to enter auto. This could be for a number of reasons. It could be a base station issue, it could be an issue with a component or a harness related to the GPS system, or it could be your corrections radio. In any case, if this symbol here is not green, you have an issue with your GPS and you don't have the accuracy level to enter auto. There is also a radar system functionality check interlock. If this one is triggered, this green radar symbol will turn red. This interlock is simply telling you if the radar system is functioning. If it's not functioning properly, that means it has some sort of a blockage, or there could be an issue with the radar system, such as a broken harness. It is important to note that this functionality check is very different from the operation of the object detection system that we showed in an earlier video. This is simply a go, no-go function check on the radar system to tell you if it's functioning or if it's blocked. There's also an angle sensor interlock. Incorporated in the system are several angle sensors which are reading both the front to back and side to side slope of the machine. If those sensors determine that either the front to back or side to side angle of the machine is past a predetermined point, it will not allow the system to enter auto, and if you're in auto, it will stop the machine and kick you out of auto. It is recommended to use the command system on relatively flat surfaces, and it is not recommended to use the command system on slopes. The operator or the job site supervisor should always determine if manual slope operation is safe or not. There is also an interlock related to machine faults. If there are any machine faults triggered, the command system will not be operational. These faults must be cleared before you can use the command for compaction system in auto. Now let's review what I would call the more operator-controlled interlocks. While these interlocks may prevent you from entering auto, there are also the interlocks that you will most likely use in the event that you must stop the machine. There's an interlock which will prevent the machine from being placed into auto if the machine alignment is not facing the same direction as the compaction arrows on screen at the beginning of compaction. You can see on screen that my machine is not aligned in the same direction as the compaction arrows. In order to correct this and be able to enter auto mode, I simply need to realign the machine and ensure that the front end of the machine is facing the same general direction as the compaction arrows. There's an additional interlock which will prevent the machine from being placed into auto if the machine is not close enough to the blue starting point at the beginning of compaction. You can see on screen that the white machine icon is not close enough to the blue starting point, and the status bar reads not aligned. To correct this, I simply move my machine forward until the status changes to manual override. At that point, I'm close enough to the starting point to begin compaction. Another interlock that will prevent you from entering auto is if the machine is positioned outside of that boundary that you originally recorded. This occurs if any portion of the machine on screen is actually touching the gold boundary. You can see on screen that a portion of the machine icon is actually on top of and outside of the boundary. To correct this, simply reposition the machine so that it is completely inside the boundary and near the starting point. There's an operator presence system incorporated into command for compaction. An operator must be in the seat at all times during operation. If an operator is not detected in the seat, you will not be able to enter auto. If you're already running the machine in auto and an operator is not detected, the machine will stop automatically and you will be kicked out of auto. If the operator presence interlock is triggered, you will see this symbol on the display and the status bar will read, "Not in seat." The parking brake must be released before you enter auto. Conversely, if you are already operating in auto and engage the parking brake, the machine will stop automatically and you will be kicked out of auto. A warning, this will be a very abrupt stop. Always wear your seatbelt. Once the parking brake is released, the parking interlock symbol disappears, your status bar reads ready, and you may now enter auto. In order for the command system to be placed in auto and operate, the propel handle must be in the neutral position. If for any reason you need to stop the machine, you can move the propel handle out of the neutral position. A note, this will only stop the machine propulsion. If you want to manually control the propulsion of the machine, you then have to go back to the neutral position, at which point you can manually control the speed and direction again. There is a steering system interlock incorporated as well. Some very slight movement is allowed in the steering wheel during auto operation. Any abrupt movement of the steering wheel will kick you out of auto and stop the machine. So you'll notice any slight movement of the steering wheel is allowed. And that slight movement's in there so that if you accidentally bump the steering wheel, it won't kick you out of auto. Any abrupt movement of the steering wheel, simply stop the machine. At that point, you can manually control the machine again. The command system has full control of the propulsion system of the machine while operating in auto. Therefore, if you manually try to adjust the machine speed, the propel setting, or the engine speed, the machine will kick out of auto and automatically stop. When the command system is running, the auto button in the bottom left of your screen has a green light. This signifies that the machine is being controlled by the command system. If at any point you need to stop the machine, you can press this button, the machine will stop, and you will be kicked out of auto. All Caterpillar soil compactors are equipped with an emergency stop button, otherwise known as an e-stop. If you find yourself in an emergency and need the machine to stop immediately, simply press down hard on this e-stop. The engine will stop and the machine will stop. Please note, if you do use this emergency stop button, both the engine and the machine will shut off. Therefore, you will not have any machine control.